Hello, and welcome to Atomic Radio Half Hour. We are the show that dives into the wreckage of post-apocalyptia. My name's Declan, and I'm also here with...
your unprepared, on vacation co-host, Vince.
Let's jump into it.
Okay.
So, today we are doing our first Atomic Radio Half Hour. It's a little bit of a break from the usual format because we have some things going on. Vince is on vacation. He deserves a vacation at this point. How many weeks have we been doing this? So many.
This would be episode 20.
Yeah, so we're almost to a milestone.
Yeah. No, I had this planned in the summer, shortly after we started doing this, and it just kind of crept up on me, even though I knew it was coming. I was just like, oh shit, I'm leaving.
I mean, that's just kind of how life works.
Yeah. So, I didn't want to deny anybody of an episode, so I thought, you know what? Let Declan do it.
So, you'll be in my hands today. Because it is an Atomic Radio half hour, we're going to kind of keep it a little bit more freeform, a little more open, and I'm going to not really do so much of a lore, but kind of talk about our feelings about a beloved game in the franchise. And this is my New Vegas episode.
Oh?
Yeah. I just want to talk about what we really like about New Vegas, what we don't like, and just kind of like have a good old talk about it.
What I like about New Vegas is that it's pretty much just a mod for Fallout 3.
Yeah.
More or less.
More or less. I feel like a little bit less because of the amount of just shit that they packed into it and the improvements they made on the engine at the time. Especially like iron sights are a big one.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But it also just kind of feels like it's like I'm just playing what I just played 2 years ago, but brown.
It's familiar.
Yeah.
But not too familiar.
Do you remember that? Remember that episode of My Brother, and Me, where they're like, do you have brown for the ice cream?
Yeah, that shit was...
I just picture Bethesda went to Obsidian and was like, yeah, so we want, like, this game, but, like, you know, do you have brown?
And they were like, yeah, you know what, we could actually do brown with a little bit of orange in there, too.
Yeah.
For flavor.
Did you keep the HUD and everything? Did you keep that orange or did you change it to green? Because I hate not playing when it's green, and I know that's stupid.
I change it up based on my playthrough.
Really?
Yeah, my like Lawbringer type of man, I leave it like a dusty like yellow.
Mm-hmm.
On my energy weapons build, I did it blue.
Ooh.
And I think I had just like a regular like middle of the line like guns and melee and just like kind of like a jack of all trades, and I did do it green.
Cool.
It helps me also see on the little thumbnail which save is who, so that helps.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll just make a meme save on PC and just go in and just kill everyone because I can.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Fuck
actually, I've been playing a mod playthrough right now, and I accidentally found a way to kill kids, which is don't do it. Killing kids is bad.
Wait, why?
I'm just saying in general, don't kill kids.
Oh, I thought you said like in the game, because I was gonna say 76 is the first Fallout game where we can kill kids.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, dude. You don't think fucking XXX Pussy Slayer 69 XXX isn't a 10-year-old? Like,
I suppose you're right. But yeah, I got a quest, or I got a mod that basically disabled the tag for essential NPCs because I wanted to kill one particular person. I forget who it was, but they were essential, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to say no to that. But kids
I don't think
have
that's
that tag.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It was, shit.
Because I thought there was only one essential NPC in New Vegas.
No, not that I know of.
It's not just Yes Man?
No, it wasn't Yes Man. It was somebody else. I forget who it was, but they were essential for some reason. And I was like, I actually want you dead, and I don't care if I fail quests for it. So I went and I got the mod, and that also apparently unchecks it for kids. So I was like, hey kid, give me the C Finder. And I like punched him in the face and he just died because it was an unarmed build.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, oh shit, I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want the toy gun that bad.
I would have fucking beat the shit out of that child. I'd been like, take this. And for every other child character I couldn't kill. I don't like. I get it. Like they don't want to kill children because the ESRB will be like rape, but like if they're pixels.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that construed video games as real life has other priorities they have to address.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this thing right here. It says in New Vegas there are few essential NPCs aside from children. One of which is the robot Victor, who is essential early game. Victor is unconscious. Will happen. All companions are essential. Unless playing hardcore mode, Yes Man is also one of the very few essential characters, except for the fact that he just keeps respawning. During the quest, GI Blue's Oris will shoot some Freeside thugs. The shots are scripted, so it's not real. They're fatigued. Yeah, that's about it.
Huh?
And this is I went on essential characters. I just typed in Fallout New Vegas essential characters, and it took me right to the wiki.
Huh. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe I was trying to kill Victor. I don't know.
No, it's
why.
okay. You're just a dirty fucking liar. It's fine.
No, I mean, I've for some reason ended up with this mod.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. You wanted to kill children. Just say it.
No, that's I would only want that in Skyrim. I feel like they deserve it more in Skyrim.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I think if any game needs essential NPC death is Fallout 4, because half the fucking characters feel like they're essentials.
Yeah.
I want to meet you probably can meet Desdemona and Shooter, but like, just fucking let me kill people.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the ones. I got that for my Fallout 4 recent playthrough too. And I was just like, you know what? These people deserve death because everyone sucks. Except Preston Garvey. He's alright.
I was gonna say, get the fuck out of here, Preston.
Yeah, Preston's alright. He can live. What is, your favorite part of New Vegas? You put a lot of hours into it, right?
My favorite part of New Vegas.
That could be like story. It could be a location. Just like what really just like butters your egg roll.
What butters my egg roll?
Yeah.
I like little shit about New Vegas because I think New Vegas kind of does a little bit of a better job of diving into like post-apocalyptic type of environment. Like Novak is just the no vacancy sign that only half of it works.
Yeah, like I love that shit. Like the little tiny attention to detail.
Yeah. I don't know because I feel like New Vegas and 3 are such similar games except for the fact that 1 is... Like all of the things I have to say good about 3 arguably could be said about New Vegas, except that in New Vegas everything's open and kind of desolate and bland, where when it's desolate in Fallout 3, it's more interesting because it's in a more interesting location, I guess. Because a desert, I mean, let's not sit here and lie to ourselves. A desert in pre or post apocalyptia looks the same.
It's mostly
minus
the same
the monsters.
Shit, yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I'm walking through downtown DC and I'm walking through the rubble of buildings that have collapsed and walking through the remnants of skulls from 200 years that are just laying about in the street, versus like if I went to the Mojave Desert right now and walked around, you know what I would find?
Sand and cactus.
And scorpions and skeletons of living beings. It takes place in 2281.
Okay, so that's not too far off from the timeline of Fallout 3.
No, it's 8, 9, 10. It's 4 years after.
Yeah. Probably.
If I get it wrong, I'm sorry. I went to a public school. But like, if I were to go to the desert right now or go to the desert 204 years in the future, it's going to look the same.
I think the part that makes New Vegas stand out is the juxtaposition of, oh, we have desert, that's nothing, and then we have like really interesting locations.
See, I didn't think the locations were all that interesting. Like Hoover Dam is a really cool idea, and so is the Strip. If the Strip could have been done a little better, and I get its limitations, and that's why you can't walk between the 3 pieces. I understand that. Having
the Strip as one cell it's a lot. Like
no,
I have a mod for it, and it even struggles on my computer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, but I understand that. Like I get that it's a lot for I get that it's a lot for the system, especially when it was all on like the Xbox and the PS3. I understand it. But even when I go into the Strip, should be fun. Like, it should have this, like, it just was kind of like, this is the this part, and this is the that part. Like, this is the part where my house is, and this is the part where John Travolta lives, and then the other one is where Satan lives, and then the other one is where the cannibals live, and then it's like the third part of the strip. There's Michelangelo, and that's like all I remember.
Yeah, I think the embassy's in that part too.
Yeah, like, it just, I don't know. I don't want to come off thinking, like, I don't want people to think by me saying this, I don't think New Vegas is a bad game. I just think it could have been bigger. Like, I think it could have, and when I say bigger, I mean, like, bigger in the sense of like, I don't know the scope of it, I guess? Because the game itself...
Scoping is a big thing in games.
Well, do you understand what I mean by scope?
Yeah, like, you would have liked to see a little bit more... Except for, like, oh, it's New Vegas, that's interesting, and then there's, like, nothing else.
Well, no, what do you mean by that?
You can tell that a lot of the energy of New Vegas went into New Vegas, Freeside, and Westside.
Yeah.
Based on just how it's, like, laid out and designed. And I think what you're getting at is that you would have liked to see things of equal interest, just kind of more of it.
Yeah, I just I'd like to see things more developed.
That's
like,
fair.
I was watching something, and I forget who made the video. It was a review of Fallout 4, and the guy's like, what do you mean nobody's tried cleaning up the streets of Boston? And it's like, what have people really been trying to do to clean up the West Coast? Like, the New Vegas was the first time we had seen the West Coast since Fallout 2. Right?
Yeah.
And
yes,
Fallout 1 and 2 seem, and they're also very different games, seem very clean. Almost like when you play them, like you go to Shady Sands and it's like, okay, everything's kind of sandy, but it's not like there's junk everywhere. We have walls and shit. You go to junk.
Yeah, like there's establishment.
Yeah. So it's like, do you really want to play a Fallout game where everything is quote unquote cleaned up? Or do you want to play it where it's like there's shit and you have to sift through the stuff? Like, I don't care. And it's not even so much of like no one would try to do it. Yeah, people would try to do it, but you know what people learn? That the only way for you to make a dollar, make a cap out in the wasteland is by robbing, cheating, and killing. So you get people that want to get on the straight and narrow, but then you see people that are going, these idiots are trying to work for money when we can go out and we could maraud. And it's like that balance of like, yeah, there's morals, but do they really exist now? Like, we saw how the old world works. We understand to an extent. Here's these police stations that we can, through context clues, kind of understand what they're about.
But, like, is there an actual... That's an interesting question about the series at large. Are morals a thing? A tenet of society?
I think morals... Like, I think that is... The bigger question of that isn't so much of the game, but it's so much of, are morals really a thing to begin with? Are morals a thing to begin with because it's the right thing to do, or is it a moral because we're told it's the right thing to do? If I'm...
That's societal norm,
No,
really.
yeah, but like...
Yeah.
If I'm starving and I can't afford food, is it wrong for me to go steal a loaf of bread to eat? Like, that's the most classic conundrum of them all.
Yeah.
But let's just say you had a significant other and 2.5 kids, right?
Yes.
And you got laid off from your job at the factory. And your significant other...
Golly.
Yeah, and your significant other stood at home, and you couldn't find a job because the other factory is not hiring at the moment. And...
Scenario, consumed. Continue.
Like, do you... Like, what? Okay, let's just say no matter what you do, there's no way for you to get a job. Nowhere's hiring, you're picking up odd jobs, but it's not enough. And if your family needs to eat, if you go steal food, is that really a bad thing? You stole food. Let's say you stole a loaf of bread, right? And you go home and that's all you have. That and like an old can of like crushed tomatoes and you make a quick sauce. And that's all you have for dinner, right?
Right.
Is that wrong? Yeah, the place you stole the bread from lost out on, let's say, $1 worth of a loaf of bread, but 4 human lives just continue to live another day.
That's kind of like a moral philosophy question. Really.
No, I know, but I'm saying...
It's a really like expansive topic and like... People still argue about that shit now.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying in 200 years after a great calamity such as nuclear hellfire, do you really think your first idea is going to be, we need structure? It's going to be, we need to fight and fend for ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I see it. If you think you would take...
That's a very survivalist standpoint.
Well, that's just how I would see that type of a universe. Is just you have to kill. Like, that's it. Like, I know we said it a couple episodes back. We haven't watched The Walking Dead in a long time. But when Negan got introduced, he grabbed Carl from Rick and was like, I'm cutting Carl's arm off. The more you fight me, the faster Carl loses this arm. And Carl's looking at Rick going, let it happen. And I remember I like called my mom and I was like, what would you do in that situation? And he's like, if you don't let me cut the arm off, everybody dies. Or you cut the arm off and everyone gets to live, right? And I called my mom, like, what would you do? And she's like, everyone would be dead. She's like, there's no way I'd let someone take your arm. And I'm like, fuck that. Like, let me just take the arm off. You all get to live. It's the life of one versus the life of many. And when it comes down to that mentality of it, like if I had my own commune or if I had my own pack or troop or tribe or whatever, and it's say 15 people and there's one dude with a gun, that dude's going down. Like, my people have to eat.
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, it's actually a really good connection, like, to The Walking Dead, because that's their entire thing. They have their people, and they do what they need to for their people.
Yeah. Robert Kirkman, the guy who created it, said that people would come up to him and be like, I don't like this show. It's a soap opera. And he's like, yeah, I know. That's the point. And like, I'm paraphrasing that, but he's like, zombies are just a conduit to tell a story about people trying to survive. Like, if you watch season 1 of The Walking Dead, it's good. It's all these like, oh, hey, look, zombies, do-do-do, do-do-do, boom. And then you watch it like now, and it's a soap opera.
Yeah, just like with that framing, that lens to think about it.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that, like, New Vegas has all of the factions and like, what is this and what is that? And like, when I did the Legion playthrough, it didn't really leave me with like okay, you did the right thing morally. Like, I beat it, and it was just like, you're a bad person. Like, it didn't give me that.
I think that was kind of the point.
Yeah, but think about it. Do I leave this doctor's house, and I don't remember anything about my life before that, other than apparently I was a courier, right?
Right.
I don't know if I have any past gun experience. I don't know if I know how to fight. I don't know if I know how to do X, Y, or Z. So am I going to get with the people that everything is regulated, regimented, and I have to do X, Y, and Z before I could even get my first meal? Or do I want to go train with the people that are murdering and taking what they need and are living a disciplined life?
Huh. I never really thought of it from that standpoint.
I just, that's why I don't buy, I think that's a big reason why I don't buy a lot of New Vegas's story, because a lot of New Vegas' story is because it's not is Caesar's Legion or the NCR right, it's an independent New Vegas right, or is the NCR right? Because with Fallout 3, it's very obvious what ending is canon, and
yes.
Fallout New Vegas is pretty obvious. I think it would be independent New Vegas. Honestly, I really think that'd be canon, because it's showing that the NCR is spreading too rapidly, too fast, and is getting too corrupt. And Caesar's Legion, they just make out to be nothing but a bunch of
murder rapists, slavers. Which they do that stuff.
No, I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not justifying murder or rape. I'm just saying that's all they make them out to be. They don't show anything. Like, I doubt every single person under Caesar's regime is a bad person.
They're just someone trying to make it.
Like, Edward Sallow started out as a follower of the apocalypse before he became Caesar. Inside Caesar somewhere there is something good. So I doubt that everybody in there is a bad person. So show that more.
Yeah, and I think the most tragic part about New Vegas is that there was like double the amount of game planned for Caesar's Legion than what actually was made in. But a lot of it got cut because of deadlines. Wow. And like, I think that's tragic.
Yeah, I probably would have enjoyed the game more, because I feel like it's, this is going to be kind of a shitty analogy, but you know what I kind of feel like New Vegas kind of is in a weird way? I feel like it's the media today. Because it's very much, it's this side or that side.
And they don't really stop to think that there's depth to situations.
Yeah, like I never want to get political on here, but it's very much, I watch this channel so these opinions are right, or I watch that channel so those opinions are right. And that's very much what I feel like New Vegas kind of is. It's like, oh, the NCR all the way, or Caesar's Legion all the way, when no one can sit there and go, I think a regimented type of authority throughout the wastes is a good idea, but I don't like the taxes that the NCR implies. And it's like, oh, you're now under NCR rules, so now you have to pay taxes. That's kind of fucky. Where Caesar's Legion is more of like, hey, if you want to eat, you need to work for your food. Like, can we get something in the middle of that?
And I think, is that what the House Always Wins is trying to do?
No, I think it's just trying to protect himself.
Which, like, of course he's trying to protect himself. House is selfish.
Yeah, and he wants to have Hoover Dam for himself.
He just wants dominion over New Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone does.
No, and you can't blame him for it, but also he's a man who's been... He's 200 and change. Like, his brain is starting to deteriorate. There's no doubt that it is.
Because that's what happens when you put your brain in a computer.
Yeah. I think that, and I don't want it to come off that I don't think Fallout New Vegas is a good game. I think Fallout New Vegas is a great game. Fallout New Vegas is the first game I ever went to a midnight release for.
It's the first Fallout game I've ever played.
Really? See, exactly. It's just, less is more, right?
In certain circumstances, yeah.
I think in a lot of things, less is more. Like, I love minimalistic design. I love little minimalistic, like, music. I love all that type of shit, right?
Yeah.
That's where I think Fallout 3 shines, is that it's here's not so much, and you kind of use your imagination to fill things in. Because I don't think, like, just, and this is, I'm on the spot, but New Vegas doesn't have a place like the Republic of Dave that I just think of instantly.
I mean, I guess the Boomers kind of, but...
You think the Boomers have that big of an impact that, like, the Republic of Dave, or even Little Lamplight has? Little Lamplight is such a fucking cool idea.
Yeah, it really is.
Just children running around with guns and cursing at each other?
Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's Fallout's macabre humor, like, at its peak.
Yeah. And I can see the kind of, like... I don't want to say irony, but I can see the humor in, here's a man who studied Caesar of ancient Rome and thought, like, imagine, okay, let's say in like 25 years, it's like Fallout, New Texas, and to the north we have Hitler, and to the south we have the Texas Alamo Rangers. Like, imagine someone studied Hitler and went, this guy was fucking on to something. Like,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, it's...
New Hitler. Like, Mecha Hitler 2. He's a synth.
It's fucking just... I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that I think it could have been more realized.
And, like...
And a little less brown.
A sad... See, I think... And, like, this is unfair. Because I very rarely play New Vegas without mods. So, like, whenever I think of New Vegas, I think of this beautiful... wasteland.
Yeah, well, that's a conversation and a debate for another day.
Mods or
mods?
Yeah, that's a big episode.
Yeah, that's
because I am a proponent for modding and I love it. I think it's great, and I think you're a bit more traditional, aren't you?
Yeah, I
mean, I'm all for playing it as the developer intended.
Well, okay, I'll get into it without getting into it.
Yeah,
I've always played on console. Insert fucking boo track there. But at the same time, I understand why you'd want to play on PC. If you want to mod it, yeah, go ahead. But I also think there's a lot of mods that don't need to be put into the game. And I think there is such a thing as over-modding. I think if you're modding the game to do something that's non-canonical, then you're defeating the purpose of even playing the game. Go play fucking Gary's mod.
Yeah, like, all the mods I usually do are things that fit really well. Like, one of my favorites is Nevada Skies.
Yeah.
Like... That one's so pretty. Like, that's, like, my prerequisite for playing New Vegas is that I have it.
And that's just, like, textures and lighting?
It adds, like, more realistic weather.
Okay.
And a little bit better lighting and beautiful fucking sky textures.
Yeah, and you know what? That's great. And that I could even understand. But when you're modding shit in, so it's like you have the Lil Pip, that like never technically became canon. Why? Like, yeah, it's neat. Do you really need that though?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's like some fun in excessivity.
No, I understand that. Like when I played Fallout VR with you, one of the funnest things we did was just go to the spawn room and make my character level 9999999 and just walk around punching people because it's fun to be overpowered. But
there's like a time and place for it.
Yeah.
Like, that was our intent. That's how we were choosing to consume the game at the time. And it wasn't our first go at it.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a traditional. I look at things I like a lot, like the way I look at food, because I like food a lot. And in France, if you go anywhere and try to put condiments on your food, if the chef sees it, he gets like super offended. And the way it's looked at in France is, this is how I served it to you. This is how I intended for you to eat it. So I kind of look at games as like, this is how it was made. This is how it was intended to be played. And I know people are going to disagree with that because I kind of disagree with that to an extent. If a company like Bethesda says, hey, this is our game, go mod it however you want, which they have done. That's why they released the creation kit. I totally get that. But if you give me a game, I don't really want mods in it all that much.
And I think the best part about Bethesda is that they make that your decision.
Yeah, exactly. But that's just my opinion on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm sorry. I feel like I totally took over. What do you like about New Vegas, Declan?
I mean, the thing I like about New Vegas is, number one, iron sights, let's be real. It's just, like, undisputably better.
Well, do you know why Fallout 3 didn't have it?
Because Fallout 3 was Oblivion with guns.
Yeah. And they just did the same zoom in that they did in Thing. But go on, sorry.
I really like about New Vegas is the little like nooks and crannies. Mm-hmm. Like I love that. Like,
give me an example. Explain.
I love that I can just like poke my nose in somewhere and find an interesting story. And like to this day, I still find interesting things. It's just like Skyrim. Like, but with New Vegas, I feel like there's the flair just feels different. I don't know. Like, you never have to go to like, say, what is it? The like NCR outpost, like with like the guy shaking hands.
Yeah.
Like, you never have to go up there if you like don't want to. But like, if you go up there, you meet arguably one of the most interesting companions in the entire game.
Cass.
The entire game. Cass.
Yeah.
I fucking love Cass.
You
like,
have a thing for like punchy, fucking snappy, quick-witted women in games.
Yeah. I like a woman with big dick energy.
Ugh. I hate that saying.
I think it's just a funny saying. I don't I just think it's funny.
No, I get it. I don't know.
But like, I love Cass. She's so fucking cool. And like, even if you go on the roof of the outpost, I think there's a woman up there named Ghost. Yeah, Ghost. Like, I feel like there's so many more interesting like characters that have no point. Like, there's no point to them. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just there to enrich the world a little bit. And I think I think 3, it does a good job with that. But I feel like they're very centralized in like the hubs. Like, all of the interesting characters are in Megaton, or they're in Rivet City, even the Vault, or like Republic of Dave, like the big settlements. But I feel like in New Vegas, you could really find some interesting like side stories just out of the big places.
Yeah.
And despite disagreeing with other people, I think the layout of New Vegas is really good and allows for a very open experience.
I disagree with you, but go on.
I think you disagree with me. Friend of the show, White Collar, disagrees. Upon getting dug up by Victor and getting my brain stitched back together, as soon as I walk out the door, I can go any direction I goddamn want. I mean, Fallout 3, same thing. But like, with Fallout 3, you can see Megaton in the distance, and like, of course, that's the point of interest. It's something new and interesting. It's your first time in this wasteland. But with New Vegas, it's just sand, and that's it. There's nothing that immediately is supposed to grab my eye and I'm supposed to go to.
And like, you like that?
Yeah, I like the idea of just walking in a direction until I find something myself. It's like the explorer attitude.
Huh, okay.
And I like that there's absolutely nothing out of the gate. I mean, of course there's Good Springs, but like Good Springs is Good Springs.
Yeah. But I don't like, I was watching a Many a True Nerd, I'm pretty sure it was Many a True Nerd, and he made like this point of the way, if you were to just do the main quest line, how it kind of takes you, and it leaves a lot of things out that it's like, hey, go out and see this, like take a break and go check shit out and come back.
And I think that's a good point, but as a game, like my gamer archetype is an explorer. I love going out and just finding all that small shit on my own. And you're a collector.
Yeah.
I know yours. There's actually a really interesting like diagnosis for like your game archetype.
Oh, is it a test? Can I take it?
Yeah, I think I've made you take it before.
Why didn't we fucking take this on? We gotta take this on the show.
So there's a really interesting quiz you can do. It's on a website called Quantic Foundry. And it kind of like, you tell them about your gameplay experiences, like what you like, what you don't like, games that you really enjoyed, games you really didn't. And it kind of like does some math and does an algorithm on your entire game existence. And it tells you games you're likely to like and your like game profile, like cool. Things that you find valuable in a game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And New Vegas really allows me to just explore without anything in my way. Like, I can just turn off the quest marker to do Victor's quest and go find Benny, and I can just walk in any direction I want.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And I like that, but I also feel like I think an open world game is probably one of the hardest things to do.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're a company like Bethesda that values a story.
Yeah, you have to make it where it's okay. I think I said this before, but a Fallout game is like a Woody Allen movie. The city itself, the landscape that you're in, the map is a character all to its own. So if you watch Annie Hall, like, you have to understand that Manhattan is a character. When they leave Manhattan in Annie Hall, it's so different because it's not Manhattan. Like, when they go to the country where Annie's from, it's a total like juxtaposition, and all the shots are kind of like close in because it's not what Woody Allen's character is used to. And I think
it's very small.
Well, it's the country is wide open, but all the shots are so close in. When you go to the city, there's wider shots, but it's also claustrophobic. But it's because he's what he's used to. So when you have a place like New Vegas that you can just kind of leave, and it's like, now what? Where do I go from here? New Vegas is 3 separate states. Like, that game is 3 separate states. Remember we were, like, going over the map and shit?
Yeah.
A few episodes back. And 3 is just, without the DLC, 3 is just DC. And I feel like there's more shit to do in DC than there is in New Vegas.
I feel like that's fair.
There's a lot of, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad game, because it's not. I put a ton of hours in New Vegas. New Vegas is a really good game. It's just, I don't know. I just think Bethesda did a better job, and that's just my opinion, really.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know. Another thing that I really like is that, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to word it, because like Fallout 3 is dangerous because there are maniacs all over the place and super mutants, and it's a capital where the population was high. And it's dangerous in that respect, but New Vegas is socially dangerous, and I really like that.
Okay,
I was like political intrigue.
Yeah,
like, and you know, I'm a dungeon master for like my D&D games. I love a good political intrigue.
I know,
and
I play only charismatic characters.
Oh yes, you are well suited to deal with that.
Yeah,
but I love that if I'm walking around and I shoot the wrong person in the head, I might have a mob boss on me. Like, I really like the idea that everyone has an agenda and a connection to other people that really in other games you don't have to worry too much about. I mean, of course, if you shoot at someone with the power armor, you're going to bother the Brotherhood of Steel. But, like, it's so much cooler that if I shoot a raider, I know that the Jackals are mad, but the Great Khans aren't.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. And I thought you were going to take it a different way, kind of. I don't disagree with you, but I'm not a big fan of the whole, like how you said, it's more of like a diplomatic thing. I don't like that. Like, I don't think ever in the Wasteland there would be that many diplomats. I think a diplomatic guy is like a rarity, and that's kind of why I like playing as diplomatic characters, like just a guy who could talk his way out of shit, because it's like, I'm a bad man with a gun and a big hammer, but I can talk my way out of shit.
I mean, also, in New Vegas, doing a charisma build is literally just cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
Because with 100 speech and 100 barter, you can literally, it's cheat codes for the game. You can make everyone do anything.
Exactly. So it's like, it's such a necessity to have that, to be able to do that, to be able to say like, okay, I can do X, Y, and Z. And that's why every time I remade a character, if I wasn't luck, I was charisma. And I would throw it into something else and do like a small guns or something. Because it was just like, this is the way, not the way you're gonna like run through the game, but this is the way you're gonna make the game almost a more enjoyable experience, because it's like you can breeze through and still shoot and have fun. If that makes sense.
I definitely feel that, because my most recent playthrough is my luck and strength build.
Yeah.
So not having high charisma, it's kind of killing me.
Yeah.
Especially in New Vegas, because it's a very charisma, I feel like, based game.
Where in 3, it's like, okay, I didn't play a charisma character. I played a strength character. I played an energy weapons character, an explosives character. It's like, okay, that makes a lot of more sense for the environment that you're in, because the environment that you're in, those are the people you have to deal with. The only time you meet diplomatic characters are times when it gets so almost like ingrained into your memory to who the diplomatic characters are, like Eulogy Jones, Alistair Tenpenny, like
Augustine.
It's Alistar.
No, I'm talking about the guy from Raven Rock. What's his name? Not John Henry Eden, his other guy.
Oh, Augustus Autumn.
But like, you know who the charisma characters are in Fallout 3. I get that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when you play a charismatic character, it's like, oh, this is what I will remember him because what I can say to him, because I know that he's kind of what I am, if that makes sense.
Like, he's smart enough to be sweet talked.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get down to it, who's the most snake-tongued people in the world? Pimps. Pimps look at women, tell them that they're nothing and everything at the same time, and then they go make me money, and they have sex with people and give the pimp all the money, and the pimp goes, if you want something, I buy it for you. And they have that in Paradise Falls, and Paradise Falls is a pimp who controls a bunch of raiders and a bunch of women. Like, that's so fucking crazy.
I can give you that one.
You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, and I do have the definitive reason why New Vegas is better.
Okay, let me hear it.
The definitive reason is because you have a big iron on your head.
Oh, well, of course. Of course. I definitely agree with you 110%.
Yeah, the soundtrack for New Vegas, I really like. And I love the soundtrack for Fallout 3. I really love it.
I've
come
New
to Vegas
appreciate
has some
it.
jams.
I've come to appreciate it more recently. Like, when 76 was announced, I think it was Draco Deathclaw, maybe Doland, and No Respawns on Twitter. A shout out to all you guys. Come on the show. Someone tweeted out, maybe it was Lone, maybe it was Maddie. I don't remember. Everyone's welcome on the show. Especially because Kyle, come back on the show. Someone tweeted out, I've got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. And they replied over the course of a day and just did the whole song.
That's incredible.
Like, Fallout 3 has Butcher Pete, Bingo Bango Bongo, I Don't Want to Leave the Congo.
Oh, no.
Like it has a lot of good songs, but like, I think that...
Oh, and Let's Go Sunning?
Let's Go Sunning! It's so good for you. But I think that like a lot of New Vegas songs are really, really good, and I didn't appreciate them till like later on because they're so stupid. And Blue Moon's amazing. And Crash,
I was just gonna say that.
Bang, da-na-na-na, Orange Colored Sky.
I mean, that was actually accidentally cut from the game.
No, I know, but
it was supposed to be in the game.
Yeah.
Orange Colored Sky is really good.
I love that song. That's a great fucking song.
Yeah.
No, I think they're both. I think they're both very good games. I think all of the Fallout games in their own respects are very, very good games. Fallout 4 I have my gripes with. Fallout 3 I have my gripes with. New Vegas I have my gripes with. 76.
We'll see.
Yeah, let me get a little more time into it. But do you
all around fucking good game, good egg of a game. If you haven't played Fallout New Vegas, it is constantly going on sale, the Ultimate Edition on Steam.
Declan.
So it comes with like everything.
Declan.
I know, I'm just advertising to listeners that might be new.
Dude, we're a fucking Fallout podcast.
Maybe they really liked Fallout 4.
Okay, alright.
You'll give me that one.
Okay, yeah. You know what, I don't know, I'm the type of person that wants to go back and watch the thing, or play the things and watch the things that came before it. Like when The Witcher 3 came out, I didn't play The Witcher 1 and 2, so I was like, I'm not playing this.
Yeah.
And I know what everyone's response is going to be, but you played Fallout 3 without the first two? Yeah, I did. And now look at me. I played most of them. I went back. Yeah. I haven't finished one. I haven't finished two, but I've played them. I know the story. Like, I've looked into it.
Like, you understand it.
Because
you've immersed yourself in the world.
Yeah, because I was so compelled by 3.
Sometimes you just need a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Do you know what else we sometimes need?
Shane Ivers.
Yeah, would you tell us a little bit about him?
So if you'd like to get our intro song, Feather Duster, by the wonderful Shane Ivers, you can get it at www.silvermansounds.com/freemusic/featherduster. But don't use it for your show, because it's the theme song of our show. And if you'd like to follow this show on Twitter, you can follow us at Atomic Radio Hour. Again, that is at Atomic Radio Hour. We also have a Discord where you can find us. The link will be down below. But if you'd like to follow either myself or Declan, you can follow Declan at
Declan_Bean.
On Twitter, once again, what is that?
Declan_Bean. If you want, I can hit it a third time. Do you want another one?
Yeah, hit me.
All right, so that's Declan_Bean. But where can they find you?
Me? Right now?
No, on the internet. This magical, wonderful place.
On the internet, that's a different story. But if you'd like to find me on Twitter, you can find me at _Boogans. Once again, that's _Boogans, all capitals. Are we going to do original piece of content for this week? Because it's like an Atomic Radio half hour?
Are you asking me in show?
I'm on vacation.
You're on vacation.
You tell the fine folks at home.
For your wonderful piece of original content, we will deliver on our promise for having something. But guess what? You'll just have to wait until I figure it out. So here it is.
This was a good episode, Declan.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I kind of took it and...
No, honestly, I thought it was a really good-ass episode. Oh, here's the content.
Yeah,
sorry, the mic's still on.
Bye,
guys. Great. All right, that's a wrap.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks for being cool about this, because I'm away and everything.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I actually got a call from my doctor today.
Oh, no shit. Are you all right?
Yeah, I should be good. It's nothing more than just a fungal infection. It's not anything bad.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I might have caught something from somebody. I got a couple like scans and shit done, but I don't think it's anything. I'm still waiting back to see if I have to call anybody. Because, they make you do that whole thing where it's like, make sure you call
you gotta follow up and shit.
Yeah, and I that's what I'm dreading the most, is having to call somebody and being like...
I mean, is it gonna be covered by your insurance, dude?
Dude, I don't fucking know. It's 2018 and we don't live in Canada, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Like, what do I do? Is, like, my life over now? Like, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, you got a cut, and now look what happened, and it's just... You know what I mean?
Listen. It's fine. They'll just give you something, like a prescription or something, you'll be fine.
I've been chugging Tylenol.
Well, that's not a prescription. You gotta get fucking, like, real drugs.
I can't afford that, and I'm afraid that I'll fucking get addicted to something.
No, not like opioids.
Son, doctors get
like
money.
Like an antifungal or something.
What am I gonna do?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know, dude. It's kind of scary.
Well, I guess I'll just have to kill you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Oh shit, the mic's still on.
Oh fuck, you're recording?
Yeah. Oh.
Dude,
fuck.
why are
Hold
you
on.
recording? You said it was a rap.
Hold on, let me stop it. Hold on.
Atomic Radio Hour Podcast.